Divorce Talk Radio does not give therapeutic advice. The topics discussed are for informational purposes only. If you are in need of therapy, please consult a licensed professional in your own state. Welcome to Moving Forward, and I'm here with my co-host, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Emily, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. Tonight, our topic is health and hygiene and what to do when you're getting over your divorce and the challenges and some tips on what you can do to help get back on track.
It's amazing because here you had a regular routine going on, and then your life changes. And, of course, depression sets in, everything. Your life changed. And what happened to me, and even others that I know that went through a divorce, your health takes a toll.
Right.
You don't want to get up, which means you're not sleeping a lot. You're tossing and turning in bed. Mm-hmm. You don't want to get up out of bed, yet you know you need to go to work, you need to brush your teeth. But a lot of the stuff falls wayside, Emily, as you know.
Right, exactly. I did myself, because my schedule changed as well, not having my son all the time. So, you don't feel motivated, and you don't eat well, you don't exercise, you let yourself go, and then you feel icky. You don't feel good, and you feel grumpy and just kind of blah.
Well, there was times where I actually lost weight.
Yeah.
I lost 4 inches off my waist.
Way to go, Kevin. Probably not the right way.
It was a diet I do not recommend and very expensive. But but don't go that route. But yeah. It was unfortunately a way to lose weight. But believe me, that's not one way you want to go.
You want to do it the healthy way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have actually started eating clean.
Good.
And that is a good way to get back on the right track and eating right. And it is not eating white flour, no refined sugar or sugar at all, just natural sugars, and no processed food. So it's all fresh food, fruits and vegetables, and I even make my own bread. So,
nice.
Yeah, and you can get all the good ingredients, and you know what's going in that. And I've really seen a change in myself and how I feel, even my son. We have more energy, we're not so slouchy, and you're actually in a better mood.
Yes.
I feel. And then I added in exercising. So the first week of doing this new way, I'm calling it a lifestyle because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. I lost 5 pounds in the first week, period.
So that's 5 pounds.
That's 5 pounds.
Just like that,
yes.
Because you altered your eating habits.
Yes, and adding in exercise, yes. And I don't drink pop, so no pop, no coffee. I mean, you can drink coffee, I just choose not to. I drink water and green tea because then you have the antioxidants and that just makes you feel better. You also want to make sure that you get in your vitamins because that's important. That will give you energy as well. And then you just feel so much better. And I noticed my skin cleared up, my hair is not falling out like it used to. So I think that both of those are huge. And when you look better, you feel better. And then that attracts the other...
That's right. The opposite sex.
The opposite sex, yes.
That's right.
So what it doesn't hurt with that.
No, there's... sometimes, again, when you're going through the divorce process, and I know in my case when I was getting out of it, my eating habits did change. It got back more on track, and I realized fast food is fine. Everything you do must be in moderation.
Yes.
All right, and of course, if you're in a bad mood, feeling down, what makes you feel good? Food. So what I ended up doing too was instead of having to eat chips and dip and some of the snacks around, replace it with fruit and vegetables, something where if you're hungry, you have no other choice but to eat this. Right. And you stick to it, and I think it was a big mindset what helped me.
It is. It's a huge mindset when it comes to that. Because, with this new way of eating, it takes a lot more energy and a lot more thinking and planning to do the meals than it does going out and ordering something or, grabbing a bag of chips and some dip. I mean, and it's a little more pricey because you're buying fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. Actually, when you come to think about it, it's probably the same.
Well, especially when you look at the sales paper, what's on sales. There's a number of different ways I learned that you can just watch your cost on everything. The same goes for food.
Well, and right now, during the summer months, there's farmers markets that you can get fresh produce, for not a whole lot of money. We went the other day, we went strawberry picking.
Nice.
It's a great activity. It gets you outside, but then again, you get fresh strawberries. Like, how fresh can you get? And then you have fun with it, and that could be exercise, depending on how much you're out there. But then I think also getting active, whether it be walking or going to exercise, because then that gets you off and running and out of the house, and that gets those endorphins going, which makes you feel even better, which is another good thing.
And of course, being active, keeping active, getting on a new routine,
exactly,
in which it's to benefit you, because during the divorce, you really have to think about you.
That's exactly it, because you depending on the situation, if you have kids, you give all of yourself to them.
Right.
I know I do when I have them. And, I actually now I look forward to having time alone and getting to go exercise. That's like, that's heaven to me. And when I don't get to go, I can tell a difference, So when you get out there and you exercise and you're eating right, you feel so much better. Haven't you noticed a change?
Absolutely. And sometimes maybe you can't go to the gym. Something comes up at work. Something happens. You have to go to court if you're still in the divorce, whatever your day-to-day is. It's very important, though, to get back on track, especially if you go to a barbecue or a picnic.
Right.
Okay, have a little bit, have your hot dog and burger or steak, but make sure you get back on track, because you can easily slide back the other way, which we don't want to do.
Which is easy to do because, you feel better sometimes eating with that, with the food, and sometimes it's easy to fall back, like you said. But and it's all in moderation. I mean, really look at what you're taking and how much you're taking, food size wise. Right. Because it doesn't. I've even noticed with the way I'm eating, I don't eat as much. So that's easy to lose weight again. It all goes back to the mindset. Okay, how much do you want to eat? It's not 100% healthy, which is okay. It's okay to do that every once in a while, but just watch how much you're intaking.
I know in one of our other podcasts, we discuss friendships, the importance of having friends in your life.
Right.
And here comes another aspect of it, because maybe you are having trouble sticking to a diet. Maybe you stopped working out, you had a bad day. Well, it's your friends or close friends, or maybe find a good buddy that you are able to work out with.
Buddy
and
system.
Stick with that because that person will help you.
They help you motivate you.
Keep you on track.
Right, exactly. That's another good way of staying on track, because then that person wants to go and they nudge you, hey, come on, let's go. No, I don't come on, you're gonna feel better when you get done.
One plays off the other, and before you know it, you're both at a gym, or you're doing your walk or whatever the exercise is. Even if you're working out at home,
right,
you still need that motivation. Sometimes you need that kick,
right.
And this is where I think, in my case, that mindset really played a role in it, where I had to gain weight.
Right.
And believe me, once you start eating, and of course, the older you get, your metabolism drops and so forth. So eventually, you get back on the track. But between friends, between getting your mindset, and then what's really helpful, anyone that's on look in the mirror. Do you need to gain weight? Do you need to lose it?
Right. Right. Yep.
So, and that could, right there alone, that could be motivation. Think, I really do need to lose a few pounds. This divorce has taken me down.
Yeah.
Or even after the divorce, it's over with now. What do I got to get my health back on track.
Well, and you can probably notice, when you start exercising, how much better you feel, because if you feel better, like I said earlier, you feel better when you look better. And I love working out, because it's just almost like a sense of accomplishment. I've burned so many calories, and it's like, wow, that's a great way to start the day. And then you want to continue eating right throughout the day. You don't want to, whoops, I had some chocolate.
Because if you see some results immediately, then you say you want to stick with it. But whatever you do, you don't say, okay, I lost a little bit of weight. Maybe I'll have that hamburger now. No, hold off on that. Continue to lose a little bit more before you think that route. Now, is this something, Emily, with your business, Freedom from Heartache, where your clients, your customers, will ask you, Emily, besides your usual counseling and coaching, what you do they bring up about their health and they notice their hygiene is going down, and then you try to correct them? Okay.
Occasionally, yes, and I speak a lot about what I have today, and really about the exercise. I think exercise is key. I mean, it's good to eat right, but if you don't exercise, you're not, the endorphins, again, that really, I think, changes how you feel about yourself and how you feel in general, because that just makes you feel so much better. Because
during my counseling process, that was her concern was, Kevin, how are you feeling? Are you getting enough sleep?
Sure. And that's another thing.
Is sleep. I guess if there's probably one thing that is that you must do is get the proper sleep.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. If you can. I know with busy lives it's hard, and with kids it's hard because like right now I'm struggling with bedtime. If it's possible to get 8 or more hours, that's a huge bonus. You're gonna feel so much better waking up. Between the three, eating right, exercising, and sleeping the appropriate hours, you will feel like a new person.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's another good point to bring up.
And sometimes, if you just can't sleep and you tried your warm milk, chocolate, or Ovaltine is what I like. I'm an Ovaltine fan. Okay, then maybe it will be a good idea to see a doctor. Check in with your doctor. Tell him or her that you're not sleeping well.
Right.
What do I do? Is there anything else I could do? And they might put you on a prescription, even if it's for a temporary period of time. And, of course, it's the over-the-counters, too.
Right.
Sure.
If it's, you can't sleep because your mind's running, journaling is always a good tool to use to try and get those thoughts out.
You got me going on journaling.
I did,
Emily,
yes.
You got me going on that, and it was in the middle of the night. So many times I could not sleep. So what do? I pick up a pen and paper, and I think of Emily. Emily says the journaling. Okay, well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And that's what I did eventually. Then you read a bit, and you fall asleep. Might be later than what you thought, but...
But at least you can get to sleep, and then you don't need to use any drugs. I prefer not to use medicine, just because you can get addicted to it. And that's not good, and then you can't sleep when you're off of it.
Right.
So I like using natural ways to cope with things as much as possible.
And sometimes on the hygiene part, maybe even taking a shower, which was no problem. You took one every day.
Yep.
Well, when you get depressed, you don't do that.
Right.
Well, there's consequences.
Well, yeah, just getting up and, let's say it's a weekend, just get up and take a shower. You feel better. You notice that you feel better after you just take a shower. You feel clean and refreshed, and go on like having a normal routine like you would any other day, even though it's the weekend. Sometimes it's nice to lounge around, but if you're depressed, getting up and like making your bed and taking a shower, if you have a dog, take a dog for a walk, get out of the house. It is usually a good idea to do.
Well, the shower, and maybe a lot of ladies like to take baths, which are great, is therapeutic.
I
found it. Where there was times, you're in a bad mood, you're in the dumps.
Right.
You take a shower, and somehow the water helps it, the warm water, the cold water, and you just started feeling better, and you feel cleaner, and then all of a sudden you get a little boost of energy.
Right.
To get your day started, or night.
Right. Because have you ever done this where you're kind of moping and you don't really want to get up and do anything, and turn on the TV and you just kind of waste a day away watching TV? Have you ever done that?
I have no idea what you're talking about. We do that now, but it's more so, and you will do it more going through a divorce.
Right. Because you just don't have the motivation. But if you get up, take a shower, you feel refreshed, maybe go out, do something nice for yourself. Self-care, I think, is a huge thing, because you need to heal yourself and you need to take care of yourself. So that's huge.
Get your keister off the couch. Go into your car. You wash up. Even if you don't take a shower, wash your face, brush back your hair, then head out, go to a store. Maybe if you want to go out and get a quick bite to eat, you could do that. Take a drive, because it's all therapeutic, and yet you're out, which means you have to look good.
Exactly.
Somewhat presentable.
Right.
And even if you don't want to, thoroughly be clean, and yet you just want to go out, well, then you could still do it. You could go to any of these stores and go in there and browse and look and window shop of sorts.
Like going to bookstore. I love going to bookstores.
There you go.
And just browsing and seeing what kind of books are out there that I would be interested in. Maybe not just to buy, but just to look at, But yeah, just getting out of the house is a good thing.
You could get a cup of coffee. You go to any of these bookstores now and get a cup of coffee, browse through books, and right there you're keeping your mind occupied.
Exactly.
Which what we'll talk about in one of our other upcoming podcasts about what to do during some of your downtime. And but it gets you out, and you have to go out, because if you stay in 1, 2, 3 days, you just get that much more down.
Exactly. And you get into a funk. And it's really hard to get out of that. I've never done it for more than a day, to be quite honest, because at some point I was just like, okay, I gotta get out of this. I have to get out of this. This is ridiculous, and then also like alcohol and substance abuse can always be in there. I mean, if you're alone, 1 glass of wine is okay. That's okay.
Right.
But if it's a whole bottle, that's not okay.
If you start going for the second glass and a third glass, or taking a shot one too many times of this, then you better get your thoughts together here and say, do I really want to do this?
Right. Because that's a slippery slope to go down. It's just like, the sleeping medication. I think that's easily to get addicted to, and that's not healthy. It's not a healthy road to go down. There's self-help books out there, that can help you. And it's just not a productive way either to be. But
you're right, Em, about the substance abuse. You could have that one drink and stop at the one drink, but don't get into that habit.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from. And it's not really something that you want to start at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, especially not alone, because that can be being depressed and then drinking on top of that can be very destructive.
Absolutely.
Very destructive. So I can't say I've ever done that, so I don't have that in my background. So I can't give any ideas on that. I just suggest not starting it.
Because all we know, once you start it,
it's hard
you
to
can't
stop.
get out. It's going to be so difficult to get out of it.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you have that mindset and you clean yourself up. I mean, it's bad enough where, despite the fact of everything, the divorce itself and the process is going to take you down.
Right.
So, regardless.
With, if you have kids, that's another issue too. If you're using alcohol, that's not a good thing.
No.
So you could probably get in trouble for that.
Which is why you really have to get your hygiene in place and your mind in place and keep healthy, because especially if you have kids.
Right. You want to be on your game. You need to be on your game, because those little boogers could be stinkers.
Don't they rely on you?
They do. They rely on you 100%, depending on how old they are. If you have a toddler, yes, you are their go-to people. That's who they rely on for their food, for everything. So you need to be on your game for them. And you deserve that for them and for yourself. So, because
a happy mother, happy father is going to play off on the kids too. And they pick up on moods.
They do. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yes, they do. And they know what's wrong, not what's wrong, but when something is wrong.
And if you're feeling good, you're having a good day, you sort of put some of the divorce thinking in the back of your mind, and then you're focusing on the kids, and that's going to play off on the kids.
And they're going to have a better time with you, and that's how you can have a better relationship with the children or child, and they're going to want to be around you more.
Yes, they will. And there's some good memories that even though it's a tough time you're going through, even post divorce, but at least, because you want to have a good time too with the kids. Right. And if you're feeling tired, you're feeling, just say, if you're drunk, you're not going to enjoy having the kids over or going out with the kids, because you're not going to remember part of it.
Well, and that's not good for the kids either.
Absolutely not. So it's not good all the way around. So you want to be, I guess, at your best.
Yes, you do. And that's why we've discussed some of the topics today, to be on your best and feel your best for yourself and your kids, no matter what you're doing. If you're home alone, you want to feel your best, right?
Absolutely.
So why not? Why not do it for yourself, even if your kids aren't around?
There's times when I felt good. I'm watching some TV. I'm feeling good. I know I'm going to go out to a party, visit a friend, maybe have a date, whatever the thing is. Dating, that's a whole other topic we'll discuss later, Emily. But with that, if you're in a good mood, then that keeps you thinking. It's something, too, if you are, dealing with attorneys, you're going through a divorce, you got to think things through. By being healthy, feeling just clean, you're going to have a better mindset. So when you're talking to your attorney or you have to go to court,
right,
you're going to go in with your best foot forward to do what you need to do,
right,
and to relay whatever you want to relay back to your attorney, so he and she goes up there and presents whatever you want.
Which is a great way to be.
So if you don't care, if you don't think about your health, just let the attorney handle it or whatever, well, then what you're doing, you might be losing a number of things, and especially if you have children.
Right. Well, and there's so much going on with visitation and court and everything that it's hard to keep it all straight. So putting your best foot forward would be amazing, because keeping it all straight is hard. They use legal language and all that kind of stuff, and knowing what questions to ask, And
as you know, once something is done in the courtroom, to get a change again is a whole other process. Could be more costly. So that's why you want to be in your right frame of mind.
Right. Unless you can work with your former spouse.
Right.
Then, great. But yeah, usually if you need to change something, you need to go back to court.
Right. So that's why.
It's expensive.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So really, if you do all that we are suggesting, and talking about, you could save money by not going to court too.
That's I guess that's a good point, Emily. Everything comes down, I guess, what you're saying, and I'm sure when you talk to your clients and you have your appointments with them, that so much of this stuff, health, everything, your health and hygiene, the whole bit comes back to, in the long run, is going to save you money, because you're going to be thinking clearer.
Right.
You're going to feel better about yourself. Might even be spending less money on food and booze.
Well, exactly.
And there you go. So it also still comes back to that. And
it really does.
And we all have plenty of time, but we need more money. So this is one way to sort of watch things.
Exactly.
And keep things intact.
Exactly. Right. So, yeah, you feel so much better. You have more energy. Your mind is clear. Have you noticed that when, you go out and exercise and you're eating right, that you think clear?
Emily, understand, I am a man. Okay, so we could only think so clear.
Oh, come
all right?
on. It's not so muddled up there.
It's from that's the woman's point of view. But we know what we're doing, but the woman's point of view, well, that's a whole different story. But I am a man. So, but absolutely, though, man or woman, yes, a woman, you will think clearer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you make decisions better. Like, everything is better, I feel. Like, just comes together better than it has ever, for me, at least, in my situation. So
some friends of mine took me out a couple of times during some court dates. Got up, it was a stressful time, but you take your shower. All right, feel good. Okay, you have your coffee. Then, like I said, a few times, a friend or some friends took me out for breakfast prior to the going to court or seeing the attorney, then going to court. And I had a little breakfast, just something light to eat, just something to get the stomach in. And then you are thinking clearer. You are going in with your best foot forward.
Right.
And to achieve whatever you plan on achieving that particular day.
Right.
So
exactly. And if anyone's thinking of having the clean eating lifestyle, there's an awesome website out there to get recipes, and I love their smoothies. I make them all the time.
Oh, great.
It's thegraciouspantry.com, and they have everything, like breads, pastas, everything. I don't do white pasta anymore. It's all wheat, whole wheat. As healthy as you can get pasta.
Right now, I used to just buy wheat bread.
Okay.
Which was fine, but now I buy 100% whole wheat. So I sway towards the whole wheat.
Sure.
And this is stuff that I just sort of learned. We all know it's out there. It's just practicing it.
Well, it's looking at the labels as well.
Yes, calorie content, sugar content.
Right.
Salt.
With clean eating, you also, when you're looking at the labels, you want to look and see what all is in there. And if you can eat everything separate, it's clean.
Right.
So, like, today I bought tomatoes, canned tomatoes, and it just said tomatoes in it and tomato juice. That's clean. So it's just a new way of thinking about food and not being scared of food and trying different things,
Especially if you cook it yourself. You're buying it, you're making it, what you're putting in it.
Well, exactly. And we actually bought some shares. We're shareholders. And we get fresh veggies and fruit.
Yes. From
a local farmer, and so we're experimenting with those different kinds of foods. Excuse me. Like I've never had beets before, and today I made a beet cucumber feta salad, and it was absolutely fabulous.
Really good. Yeah.
It was really good, and you used everything of the beet, even the leaves. It was fantastic. So it's just a different way of thinking of food and not wanting to stuff yourself.
Right.
That's another thing, too.
Well, when you stuff yourself, you get tired, you get sleepy, you lay on the couch, the couch potato turn. There you go. It just sits
it's
there.
just a rotation. It's a cycle.
Time is a premium, something I think we all learn the older we get.
Yes.
Where that if you waste a day away just sitting on the couch, nothing wrong with it every once in a while, and you do it on a normal type of basis. But when you just do it one day in a row, you're not doing things around the house. You're wasting your life.
Right. Oh, exactly.
Is what you are doing, and we're going to have our bad and down days, even post divorce.
Right.
But try to limit those down days and get out, look at the sun, and breathe the air.
We need your vitamin D.
Vitamin D. Okay.
Vitamin D. Go out and get your vitamin D now.
Now there's vitamin B too.
Yes.
Niacin, I guess, also might give you a little bit of energy. That's what I've been taking, and that seems what gets me going. That and a cup of coffee, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Whatever floats your boat there, right?
Absolutely. Well, Emily, is there anything else that maybe you being the professional here would like to add, or did we pretty much cover the health and hygiene, some of the pluses and what we need to do?
I think we covered it. But just to make sure that you do have some self-care things that you're doing for yourself, like exercise and eating right, because it's so important to have your energy up, especially if you have kids. Oh, my goodness. Keeping up with those guys, So, well, thank you, Kevin, for joining us. And
thank you
for our listeners. And hope everyone has a great day.
And this is Divorce Talk Radio.